Hello friends, I'm Stanislav Chernonog, and you're watching the online school of vector massage and somatics. And today, we will talk with you about why it is so difficult to get a great butt, what mistakes people make when they try to achieve it, and how to get a great butt with minimal effort and with the maximum benefit for your health. I love exercises that are organically woven into your life, when you don't really have to do anything. You just live, and your muscles get pumped up. And one of the best exercises for the buttocks is basically walking. In this video, I will tell you how to make sure that while walking, by getting in your 10,000 steps, you'll get a great butt. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let's talk about why the regular butt workouts in the gym do not work. The thing is, we have large gluteal muscles that perform the movement of pulling the leg back. It would seem that everything is simple. Lift your leg up, pull your leg back, and you will have a great butt, right? But why doesn't it work? The problem is that the same hip extension movement in the hip joint is performed by three muscles of the posterior surface of the thigh. These are the biceps of the thigh, the semi-webbed and semi-tendon muscles. At the moment when we pull the leg straight back, they take the load on themselves if the gluteus maximus muscle is not working. Also, if we need to take the leg back, the body will include the square muscle of the lower back and the extensors of the spine, the muscles that are located in the lower part of the back. The thing is that the body is guided by the tasks that we give it. If the body is told to pull the heel back as far as possible, the body will involve the resources that it has. If the buttocks do not work and the posterior surface of the thigh is excessively clogged, the body will involve the square loin and the extensors of the back, and thus increase the range of mobility in the sacroiliac joints, increases the range of mobility in the lumbosacral joint, and increase the range of mobility in the lumbar vertebrae. This in turn will lead to the formation of hernias, which will lead to a violation of innervation in the pelvic organs, genitals, digestive system, and this will lead to varicose veins and obesity and vascular problems. So when people pull their legs back and do not control this movement exclusively by the buttock, they catastrophically destroy their health. At the same time, it should be understood that the threats and dangers that I described at the beginning of this video are not so significant if you have the right information and the right orientation. The most important guideline is to understand that when you train the gluteus maximus, it is actually the gluteus maximus that you need to train. And at the same time, it is necessary to categorically avoid movements and activity in the muscles that duplicate the activity of the gluteus maximus. In order for you to be able to train the large gluteal muscle, it is necessary to massage it. The fact is that if the muscle is in poor condition, if it is inflamed, if there is no stability in the sacroiliac joint, the body will perform all actions in order to avoid loading on the gluteus maximus muscle. In order for the body to begin to perform movements in it, it is necessary to perform a movement of marking the places of attachment of this muscle to the sacrum and iliac bone, as well as to stabilize the sacroiliac joints. After you have worked out the attachment points of the gluteus maximus, as soon as you have ensured its normal operation, it is important for us to perform a movement in the gluteus maximus and feel this tension. What is the main feature here? First, you need to turn off the back of the thigh. In order to turn off the posterior surface of the thigh, you bend your leg at the knee, and thus the muscle of the posterior surface of the thigh is completely turned off from work. In addition to the fact that you have turned off the posterior surface of the thigh, you need to turn off the posterior surface of the lower back, the square muscles of the lower back, and the long extensors of the back as much as possible. In order to do this, we need to put a pillow under our stomach. When we put a pillow under the stomach, we reduce the lumbar lordosis and thus remove the square loin from its zone of action. Thus, at the moment when we bend the leg at the knee, and at the same time straighten the lumbar lordosis, at the moment when we lift the leg up, only the gluteus maximus will work. Let's perform this movement several times, slowly lifting and concentrating even more slowly on lowering the muscle. Please note that our model aims to perform this movement in the lower back. Let's observe the errors. First, when our model raises her hip, she tends to straighten her knee. Secondly, she performs the movement at the end with a jerk. That is, the moment when she reaches the limit of the range of action of the muscle, she performs the movement forcibly. This is violence and spinal injury. Thus, we perform the movement exactly in the range of how much light movement we have, how much we can control this movement, and we make sure that our knee does not unbend and the lower back does not bend. Let's perform the movement again. Slowly raise and lower it even more slowly. Why exactly lowering and relaxing is a key part of this exercise? The reason is that during normal function, the muscle stretches, and it should increase its tone. If we perform the movement abruptly and quickly, it is more likely to injure the muscle instead of treating and training it. Therefore, at the moment when we perform a slow movement of lifting and lowering, the brain realizes that it can perform this movement and begins to send a signal to the muscle at the moment of walking. A very important part in this process of performing this exercise will be in the awareness of tension in the gluteus maximus muscle. You can put your hand on the buttock and perform this movement, realizing the tension in the buttock. Slowly raise and slowly lower. I recommend you do it yourself. Put your hand on the buttock, bend your leg at the knee, and make sure that the movement is performed precisely due to the tension of large gluteus, and watch how it relaxes during the lowering process. I recommend that you first do a small amount of exercises, because these exercises are not performed to pump up the muscle. These exercises are performed so that your brain gives permission to the body to train and strain the large gluteus muscle. As soon as your brain believes in your gluteus maximus, it will begin to strain it whenever possible. The key point here in this exercise is attention to the tension along the gluteus maximus and controlled movement during tension and relaxation. As soon as you realize how the tension in the gluteus maximus feels, and which muscles are parasitically turned on and what needs to be done so that they do not turn on, you can start training the gluteus maximus in the gym. Let's show a simpler, natural version of the same exercise. A key factor for the success of this exercise is stretching the lower back. The loin should be rounded back, as it were. To do this, we put a pillow on the edge of the sofa, for example, or a stool, so that we can relax the lower back. We lie down on this pillow and relax our back as much as possible. One of the main guidelines is to relax the lower back, so that you can see there is almost a hump like this. This is the ideal condition for training the buttocks. The second thing is for the pelvis to be relaxed and hang from the surface so that the lower lumbar region is relaxed. The leg should be bent at the knee, and we do the withdrawal. With the second leg, we fix as far as the leg goes, up to there it goes. This is the horizon that we have. This is all that the large gluteal muscle of our model can do. For the first week, you massage the attachment points of the gluteus maximus, and in the morning and evening, you perform 3 movements of extension in the hip joint, controlling tension by contacting your hand with the gluteus maximus. I remind you that the main thing is not movement, but the main thing is awareness of tension, which you memorize and turn into a skill. Please note that in this case, we are giving very simple exercises. The main thing about these exercises is the small physical load and awareness and understanding of the biomechanics of the body. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it useful, share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, leave your comments below, and until next time, friends, take care.